Hey guys, welcome to back. This is just a quick one on exploring Windows 8. Alright, I know Windows 10 will be coming out soon, and when it does, I will probably do a video on that as soon as I understand enough of it. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Now, exploring Windows 8 was a bit of getting used to. It took me, say, a good week and a half to 2 weeks to learn the minute bits and pieces of it. Um, so to start off with, one of the things, the control panel is different as far as that goes, but I understand why they did it this way because it makes sense with dealing with Windows 8 applications. When you pull to the side, you get this quick search, share, start, devices. The devices thing isn't for setting up devices, that's for devices that are connected to the machine. And then you have settings. This settings panel here, right up here, is all about what is currently on the screen. So you'll get a personalization, tiling. This is all to adjust the start menu up here. Then as you move down underneath this bar, you can see, as you can see, you got your network, your power, your screen settings and notifications, and then you have your PC settings, which this is for overall. Go ahead and get over to your devices like your Bluetooth and everything like that. This is where you set up devices like your printers, your keyboards, and things of that nature. So now if you pull from the left side of the display, you'll get this sidebar, which shows you all the Windows 8 applications currently running, and along with the desktop. This does not show you any of the desktop applications that are currently running, just the Windows 8 ones. So, for example, we'll go to the desktop at this point. Now, I do have a couple applications like Photoshop and Illustrator running, along with the settings for the Wacom. So if we put 4 fingers on the screen and we can shift left and right a little bit, we'll bring up a quick navigation bar. As you can see, this is actually a custom setting for, that's a custom function that Wacom provides you. So you're actually, with the touch options, you can disable touch input, so nothing will happen. Along with, you can use Windows gestures. These gestures are the ones that come with Windows, and only the ones that come with Windows. So if you use the Wacom gestures, that'll give you some extra functionality, like using the 4 fingers to get to that navigation window. So like 3-finger tap brings you to the radio bar, which is quite nice, and that'll allow you to step forward, back, and do whatever else after you customize it to your own needs. Then you have the 4-finger gestures, as you saw, the swiping left and right. Then you have swipe up, which shows desktop. It does work. Swipe down. 1 to 8 apps. Oh, see, I haven't even learned all these yet, so. But that's something you might want to go through and learn and see what you can do with those. Now, as you can see, I had Windows. We'll bring up Photoshop, we'll bring up Illustrator now. We're not really going to be doing anything with them, but I'm going to show you how to snap them to the corners, which will be a good thing to know. So you can just close that. You can grab from the top and just snap snap it to one side. Go ahead and we'll bring Photoshop and you can snap it to the other side. This can be quite useful. Actually, I find this fairly useful when I'm working because I can go from one application to the other fairly quickly and see both of them at the same time, especially if I'm doing something in tangent with these two applications. It allows me to get stuff done fairly quickly as far as that goes. So we can close this out. And this feature is also good for when we're working with the Explorer windows. So they snap with the Explorer windows and allows you to be able to go into one folder, to be able to move images or whatever, music, to another folder, depending on what your needs are. Now, since we're talking about the Explorer window, there's a few things that I don't like about it. I think they've overdid the top part here. This top section right here, I think they've overdone it. This is fine, and I do miss my quick view that you have on the Mac, which there are applications out there, I believe there's a majority of them that are free that allow you to quickly do that exactly quick look thing. There's also applications that allow you to do multiple desktops, but honestly right now I wouldn't recommend even bothering with the multiple desktop applications because when Windows 10 comes out you will have that functionality anyways. Yeah, that's pretty much covers that end. So we got a few neat little things here so that can be done. You can pull from the left and you can do a split window with your Windows 8 application, or you can just swipe and it'll take up the whole screen. Now you get when you split your window, you do get this lovely little shift thing which you can adjust the width on one side or the other, as well as if you pull completely to one side, it will allow that application that you shifted over to take up the whole screen and the other one's back to being hidden. So again, if you just slightly pull a little bit over to on the left side, you'll see all the Windows 8 applications that are open. This has nothing to do with the desktop applications. Those are treated differently. So, which threw me off. And then say we have an application open that I want to close as far as the Windows 8 app. You start from the very top of the screen and you just pull right down and then you can close it. So, or you can go ahead and pull down again. Well, pull down when you see that little window, you can have it snap to one side or the other and have it go to a split screen as well. Then you can just tap that area, bring you to the desktop, and say you want to open up that sort of thing. And it's pretty straightforward once you get used to it. I mean, like I said, it took me a little bit of getting used to and a little bit to get accustomed to. But once you start doing it and finding the tools that you have available, especially with the Wacom and the quick function keys, where even at their default settings with the shift, the space, and the alt and all that is situated, it does make your life easier when if you have to deal with the soft keyboard, because as you can see, there is no alt. Even if I swap over, there is no alt key, which I really don't know why they didn't put one in. So, but that's alright. You got control, you got your space, you've got a shift, and you've got an alt on as far as your click keys go. And then on the radio, this is, you got your undo, your redo, and then you have extra functionality that when you're in like Photoshop, that makes things a little bit easier to get to fill and all that. And then you also have your brush sizes on your radio button. So if you tap quickly at the top. Like I said, I have not touched any of the Wacom settings yet. I haven't made any adjustments per application. So these are what comes standard at this point. You've got your double click, your right click, your eraser on your pen, and you got your touch functionality. And if you tap at the bottom, you do get your radial function, which I have not touched yet at all. So, and with the radio, you have your piano settings and all that. These are all this is all adjustable. Everything on your pen's adjustable. Your touch gestures are adjustable as long as you're using the Wacom ones. And your functions are here on the left. Your function keys are all adjustable as well, with the exception of the Windows key. So, like I said, they don't even give you the option to use the Windows keys for something else, which in my opinion, that's fine for your Express keys, because you need that Windows key anyways. So, like I said, as far as exploring goes, it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but overall, coming from a Mac to a PC, other than give yourself about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get accustomed to the OS, you will find that actually working in it is quite nice. And if you're using a Wacom Cintiq like I am, those extra functionalities really save a lot of time. Alright, that's pretty much all that needs to be said about this operating system. Other than my real recommendation is don't discount it, because it actually is a really good OS. They've done a lot of improvements since the last time I've used Windows. I look forward to seeing the start menu back, but I don't mind the live tiles and the way they work. It is not that difficult to get to all your application. It's actually, in my opinion, a lot easier to get to all your applications just than what it used to be. You just swoop up and there you go. Pretty simple. You can even sort them, say by name, date installed, mostly used, and by category. And then just swoop back down to get to your live tiles. Alright, I think that's really all that needs to be said at this point. Yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said at this point. I think the next video we'll go over the Yosemite on my Mac. We'll talk about that a little bit and compare the probably in a video after that we'll do a comparison between the two OSs. I think that should be fairly interesting to see the differences and the similarities. Alright, if you like this, please subscribe and give me a like. If you want to see more videos as such, please go ahead and subscribe. If you didn't like it, go ahead, say you didn't like it. Leave a comment to tell me what you want to see more of. I do plan on exploring doing videos with Photoshop and using the Wacom pen, and start doing drawing tutorials at some point, sketching tutorials, as well as live painting tutorials. So there's a lot to come. It's just going to take me some time to get there. Alright, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Like this if you liked it. Alright, thank you. Bye. Okay, folks, just to wrap things up real quick, I'm going to do that while sitting here playing with the pen. I want to say a few things about Windows in itself, in my opinion. Going from in the transition from Windows to Mac. I mean Mac to Windows. It really isn't as bad as you may think. It wasn't as challenging as you may think. and that the challenge is really it's just a learning curve more than anything. So using the Wacom itself and utilizing the tools that it has available that really actually improves the experience some. I find that I'm gravitating towards the express keys on the side of the tablet a lot more than I would anticipated, but it's a good thing, and the custom gestures that Wacom provides really does add an extra layer of functionality. Windows does get out of your way, aside from a few little things, like the fact that that top bar is cluttered when it comes down to this here. The fact that this top bar here is a little bit on the cluttered side. I'm missing my quick look and the multiple desktops. Those are the main features that I use on the Mac OS on more of a consistent basis than one would think. But these little things are what makes the difference, though, too. But like I said, Windows 8, not too bad. It gets out of the way. I can't wait to see what they did with the Windows 10 and the multiple desktops. I'd love to see them create a quick look. And as far as like viruses and that security issues, there are plenty of tools out there available. So why isn't that? It's not locked. I'm on the right layer. And there's nothing. So yeah, I mean, 3, that's so good. Actually, what's my pixels? 30. We'll do a really big pixel. So, anyways, yeah. Aside from don't know what's going on here, but the gestures and all that really do help when it comes down to it. And I look like a fool. This is great. So you know what? I'm going to quit out of Photoshop. It's being funny. We'll save that. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you all liked it. Please, if you want to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, please do so. Thanks again for watching.